Welcome to What You Missed Today from Voice of Emirates, an AI-powered daily news bulletin where we bring you a concise roundup of the top stories we have covered since this morning. From local, Arab and international news to economy, entertainment, sports and lifestyle. I'm the virtual presenter for Voice of Emirates. Now, let's begin with the highlights of what you may have missed today. The United Arab Emirates has strongly condemned the Iranian attack on Iraq's Kurdistan region, describing it as a violation of Iraq's sovereignty and international law. The UAE reaffirmed its full support for the Iraqi government and the Kurdistan regional government, stressing the importance of protecting civilians, preserving regional stability, and resolving disputes through dialogue and diplomacy. Burjeel Medical has partnered with the United States Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center to establish a thoracic oncology surgery program in the UAE. The initiative aims to enhance treatment for lung and chest cancers by introducing advanced surgical techniques, multidisciplinary care, and specialized medical training. The partnership is expected to strengthen cancer care capabilities and improve patient outcomes across the country. And from the international news, Russia says it will hold 7 joint military exercises during 2026 with partners including China, India, and Iran. The drills are aimed at strengthening military cooperation, improving operational readiness, and enhancing coordination across land, sea, and air forces. Moscow says the exercises reflect its commitment to expanding defense partnerships, despite growing geopolitical tensions and increased military activity in several regions. The Palestinian National Council has condemned the targeting of mourners during a funeral procession in the Nuseirat refugee camp in central Gaza, describing the attack as a war crime and a serious violation of international humanitarian law. The Council called for immediate international action to protect civilians, halt attacks on residential areas and civilian gatherings, secure humanitarian aid deliveries, and intensify efforts toward an immediate ceasefire. The United States has launched its first major deep-sea mineral exploration program, opening vast ocean areas near American Samoa for preliminary surveys. The initiative aims to identify deposits of critical minerals needed for advanced technology, clean energy, and defense industries. However, environmental groups and local communities have raised concerns about possible damage to fragile marine ecosystems, as debate intensifies over the future of deep-sea mining. And from the political news, Andy Burnham has officially taken over the leadership of Britain's Labour Party, marking the beginning of a new political chapter in the United Kingdom. In his first address, Burnham pledged to unite the party, strengthen the economy, reform public services, and devolve more powers to local communities. His leadership comes at a time of mounting economic and political challenges, with expectations high for a fresh direction in British politics. Russia has denied interfering in U.S. elections following accusations by President Donald Trump, who alleged that China and Venezuela were also involved in election interference. The Kremlin dismissed the claims as baseless and reiterated that Moscow does not interfere in the internal affairs of other countries. The exchange adds to growing tensions between Washington and Moscow over election security and foreign influence allegations. Israel's Knesset has officially dissolved itself, clearing the way for early parliamentary elections on October 27th. The move ends Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's current parliamentary term and launches a new election campaign amid ongoing security challenges and political uncertainty. Opinion polls suggest a highly competitive race as rival parties seek to reshape Israel's political landscape. And from the business news, Dubai Investments has acquired an 80% stake in Clemenceau Medical, strengthening its presence in the healthcare sector. The strategic acquisition aims to expand the group's portfolio of premium medical services and support long-term growth in healthcare investments. The move also reflects growing confidence in the UAE's healthcare market and its future development. Brazilian authorities have launched an investigation into gambling apps available through Apple's App Store over concerns that minors may be accessing betting platforms. Regulators are examining whether Apple's app review and age verification measures are sufficient to protect young users, adding to growing global scrutiny of digital platforms and online gambling. The European Central Bank is preparing for a key policy meeting as persistent inflation and rising energy prices continue to cloud the economic outlook. Policymakers are widely expected to keep interest rates unchanged for now, while assessing whether renewed energy costs could trigger another wave of inflation. Investors will closely watch the ECB's guidance on future monetary policy and the possibility of further rate hikes later this year. And from the science and technology news, the National Space Science and Technology Center has announced the development of the SEO satellite in cooperation with the UAE Space Agency. The project aims to strengthen the UAE's space capabilities by supporting scientific research, developing advanced satellite technologies, and providing practical training opportunities for Emirati engineers and researchers. The initiative reflects the country's continued investment in innovation and the national space sector. Meta is reportedly in early talks with AI company Anthropic over a cloud computing deal worth up to $10 billion. The proposed agreement would allow Anthropic to rent Meta's AI computing infrastructure, marking a major step in Meta's plans to expand its cloud business and meet the soaring global demand for artificial intelligence computing power. Apple briefly reclaimed its position as the world's most valuable publicly traded company, overtaking Nvidia during trading on Wall Street. The shift came as Nvidia's shares declined amid pressure on chip stocks, while Apple's strong performance lifted its market value. By the end of the trading session, however, Nvidia narrowly regained the top spot. And what you might miss from the art and entertainment news, Muslims are marking the anniversary of the martyrdom of Uthman ibn Affan, the third rightly guided caliph. His era witnessed the compilation of the Holy Quran into a unified text, the expansion of the Islamic State, and major administrative reforms. His assassination in Medina marked the beginning of one of the most significant periods of internal conflict in early Islamic history. Politics, biographies, and social issues continue to dominate bestseller lists across Western countries. Readers are increasingly choosing books that explore global events, influential leaders, and contemporary challenges, reflecting a growing interest in understanding today's rapidly changing world through non-fiction and investigative writing. New home construction in the United States declined in June as building permits fell to their lowest level in 10 months. The latest data points to slower activity in the housing sector, with developers scaling back future projects amid high borrowing costs and economic uncertainty. Analysts say the figures reflect continued pressure on the U.S. real estate market. We conclude our roundup with the top sports news stories you might have missed. The UAE national swimming team is competing in the 12th Asian Age Group Championships in Bangkok, Thailand, from July 17th to 21st. 7 Emirati swimmers are representing the country against Asia's top young talents. The championship is a key part of the Federation's development program, providing valuable international experience and preparing athletes for future continental and global competitions. Egyptian champions, Pyramids FC, have appointed South African coach Rulani Mokoena as the club's new head coach. Mokoena arrives with extensive experience in African football after successful spells with Mamelodi Sundowns, Wydad Casablanca, and MC Alger. The club hopes his appointment will strengthen the team ahead of the new domestic season and its CAF Champions League title defense. That was your roundup of what you may have missed today from Voice of Emirates. For the full stories, visit our website and follow us on social media for the latest updates. Thank you for watching. See you next time.